Hello and welcome to another episode on Abovewhispers Conversations. My name is Kale Nuka and I am your moderator. Joining me as usual, we have the fantastic trio. Hello ladies.
Hi Kale.
Hello viewers, my name is Omolola. Hello everyone, my name is Morenikeji.
Hi everyone, my name is Modupeoluwa.
So on this special episode, we have a special guest in our midst. Our guest is a gender and development practitioner. She is the Regional Program Officer, Gender, Racial and Ethnic Justice, Ford Foundation Office for West Africa. We have in the house a woman who is passionate about advocacy concerning issues that affect women and girls. Join us today as we welcome our guest, Mrs. Funke Baruwa.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for having me. Hello viewers.
It's exciting to have you in our midst today, and I'm sure that our viewers were expectant about this particular episode. So, dear viewers, we have an interesting article which we'll be discussing today from the collection of essays "Where Is Your Rapper?" written by Erelu Bisi-Fayemi, a gender specialist and policy advocate. If you are yet to get a copy of this book, you are missing out big time. So ensure that you get into a bookstore and get your own copy. The title of the article which we'll be reading from today is If Only. Join us as we read an excerpt from If Only. The lively exchange was going on, and Boma was speaking when Sam yelled in a thunderous voice, "Shut up!" Everyone was taken aback at his rude behavior. The conversation stalled and the guests made awkward attempts at small talk, but the damage had already been done. Later, Sam accused Boma of trying to impress people with her intelligence, just to let them know that she was a lawyer. Boma said she was only expressing her opinion, to which Sam replied, "I had already stated my own opinion. Why should your own opinion differ from mine?" Boma's friends discussed the episode with her, and she told them that Sam was only behaving the way most men behaved. They wanted to be seen as the boss. It didn't mean that he did not care for her. If only. If only. When I read these kind of stories, it is very heartbreaking. And I want to talk to you, my viewers. I want to talk, especially the ladies. The signs are always there. Yeah. The signs are literally written on the wall. We should not ignore these signs. And I'm so glad that we have an expert in our midst today. I know we have a lot of questions. So, Ma, let's give you a heads up. We are going to be asking you questions, which we believe that will, mirror the kind of questions that our audience would want you to, answer. So to take us into the conversation, Modupe, please.
Ma, as someone who is at the front line of the fight against gender-based violence, I'm sure that this Boma story is one that resonates with that of a whole lot of women. You would have heard, seen, and come across them. My question is, why do women choose to stay in abusive relationships?
Thank you very much, Modupe. Unfortunately, that choice is usually made for women. Society makes those choices for us. And when social norms, cultural and social norms determine how women should behave or how not to behave, anyone that goes against that ingrained societal stereotype is seen as rebellious. And nobody wants to be rebellious. We live in a society where women are supposed to stick to a certain kind of norm. It's almost as if society wants to tell women when to live, when to breathe, when to menstruate, when not to menstruate, what to wear, what to do, how to talk. Everything seems to be mapped out for you, and you're not expected to walk out on a marriage when it's difficult. You hear even today young men saying, "Our mothers." I mean, it's all over social media, and I worry over the psyche of young men who saw what their mothers went through, because all of us have we come from homes, and we know that our mothers bore a lot, and who expect women of today, their own daughters, their own sisters, to live with such behavior. So you have a society where cancel culture is the norm. If you don't work according to some certain stereotypes or societally acceptable behavior, even by interrogating that behavior, you're seen as a deviant when you interrogate. And that's why maybe women's rights advocates or feminists are seen as men haters, because society wants to give you that bad name to prevent other women from speaking out. So that happens with stigma, it's cancel culture, it's the social norms that we are brought up with, and it's our responsibility to ensure that changes. Until we do that, women and girls like Boma will continue to have this fate at the end of the day.
Thank you for bringing that entire perspective to life, because one would think that, there are some other, maybe it's my children, maybe those things are there, but the bedrock of it is the fact that we have these societal norms that women do not want to rebel against. Amazing. So, yeah.
Ma, my question is, why do women think that keeping quiet saves them from shame? I mean, what has driven this narrative? Because it has spread a lot. And you see that people feel this culture of silence, they feel that it saves them from the shame of this is what happened and let me just keep quiet.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we've been sold a narrative of a strong woman. And from all our religious texts and the misinterpretations of a lot of our religious texts, whether Islam or Christianity or even the traditional culture, we've been sold that narrative that a good woman keeps the home. The definition of a good woman in Africa is a woman who doesn't complain, who talks less, who is obedient, who is submissive. You see, I'm using those words. That is the definition of a good woman. The most critical factor here is the fear of judgment. Nobody wants to be judged. And the onus is on us as society to let these women be, to give people an opportunity to express themselves, not to judge people. As long as we continue to judge women who leave marriages, who are divorced, who are separated, who speak out that they are being violated or harassed, for every woman we do that to, 100 will internalize what has happened. A few months ago, I'm very active on only one social media handle that I understand. The rest I don't. On Twitter, a friend of mine who is Kenyan but married to Nigeria had tweeted that Twitter went to Ghana because Nigeria is the vivacious, sexy, forgive my language, beautiful woman that Jack dated. But Ghana is the calm, quiet woman that Jack married. So we always attack each other like that on social media. I think she's half Ghana, half Kenyan. And I said, it took me days to reply. I was looking for a comeback statement. So I said, well, Ghana is the good African woman that Jack married. She won't complain. She will not say anything if Jack beats her up, or hits her, or does anything. But Nigeria is a socially exposed woman. That feminist woman who knows her rights, who knows that I can't take any BS from any person. So it was all over social media. But you see how even in the business environment, we have socialized women to a definition of good. A good woman dies in the marriage even when she's being killed. She stays there, she dies. We need to interrogate the definition of a good African woman. A woman is not bad if she speaks up, if she's been treated badly, if she walks out on a bad relationship. In fact, she's a better woman.
Yes.
As long as we continue to define a good woman as a woman who goes to church to pray for her husband, why in God's name must I be the one to pray for somebody being mean to me? And I always tell myself, I've been married now almost 20 years. And God forgive me and women forgive me. I can't remember. I don't think I have ever done it. Fasted and prayed for my husband. I said maybe let's get wealthier, richer, healthy and all that. And I expect that he does that for me. But it is always Nigerian women or African women who have the responsibility of keeping the home. 99.99% rest on the shoulder of women. Meanwhile, we give head of home responsibility, everything, leader to the man. It's so ironic that the same gender who is given headship and leadership of a home has little responsibility to keep that home together. Even the financial breadwinner responsibility now is relative. It's relative because I say all those women who fry akara from 5 a.m. I love akara a lot. Who do, and I've lived in the north for 26 years, so those women who do kose on the streets, are they feather winners? They are. That money is going somewhere. You know, so breadwinner, the definition of breadwinner has also shifted. You know, a breadwinner is anyone who brings income, who takes care of the family, who is responsible for the family, and he has no gender.
Very, very insightful. Very insightful. This fear of judgment, we need to like just beat it down. The narrative has to change. Especially when you said the narrative of a good woman. We need to redefine all these things and sink it into the minds of young women coming up. Morenikeji.
Okay, Boma, you know, being educated, and from the article we can see she has a good support system. But she chose to remain in that abusive marriage. And then it leaves me wondering, is it that women are not audacious enough to fight for their sanity? And why do you think that is?
SGBP starts from the mind. Well, GBB, perpetrators of gender-based violence first deal with your mind. It's not physical at first. Most times, the worst damage is in the mind, is in the soul. Once that person can conquer your soul, belittles you. If you look at where Sam had first said, shut up, that was the first damaging blow. Whenever somebody puts you down, so much so that you have to belittle yourself to make anybody feel better, it's a sign that it's not a healthy relationship. And about whether women are not audacious enough, I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem is that we think that living an abusive home is the responsibility of just a woman. No, it's the responsibility of the family. It's the responsibility of friends. Friends should stop saying, no, I don't want anybody to say I destroyed their home. Do your part. It's better for my friend to tell me in the future that I destroyed her home. And I love people who have stood up for me when I've had challenges in my marriage. And I respect those people for not leaving me, for not leaving my house, or for not leaving us to destroy ourselves. But for going against the norm, to reach out to us to say, you guys need to do better. But when everybody sits back, we are all complicit. Boma's mother is complicit by not interrogating what caused her daughter's miscarriage and checking if her daughter is happy. We know the telltale signs of GBV. A lot of us we choose to look away. A lot of people don't want their daughters to be divorced. Remember also when I was getting married in early 2000, when my dad had said that you have a room. My dad never hit me, and he said he had a reason why he never did that. 4 brothers, and he would beat them mercilessly, but he would never beat me. My mom felt that he was spoiling me as a new daughter, but I appreciate that now. I took that on to my female children, and I said no. And he said something in Rami, Becky Yamolara. I don't want her to get used to being used, to take it that a man, and he would say if you need to discipline her, he would ask my mom to do it. Like, he never wants a man's hand to hit me. So it's our responsibility. When fathers do those words, it's still in my recording for my wedding, and he said it that I will kill you.
Good man.
We have to edit that out. And then 4 brothers, who themselves said, and then friends, we need to look out for each other. We're not looking out for each other. I think Boma's friends have a share of the blame. Boma's mother-in-law has a share of the blame. I wish Boma had reached out to her brother, who looks like somebody who would have stood up for her. I met a woman once who told me it was her mom and her dad who came to get her things out of. She left with 2 sons, her husband's house. And when society started ridiculing her father, she said her dad was happy that she was alive, and that for him, that's the most important thing, and that's life first. So we need to help each other, because when that person is demolished mentally, it's a demolition process. That's what LGBT perpetrators do. They first demolish your self-esteem, your psyche. They make you feel like nothing. Nobody cares about you. Nobody will listen to you. You are nothing. Nobody should get to that level. And we should be ready to work with people. We should not be quick to judge. I hear people say, "Oh, why don't you leave? Me, if it is me, I will leave." It's easier said than done. When we make such statements in public, we further make women retreat. Because then that person feels like a failure. When we say, me, I told a very senior friend of mine, and Erelu and I, Erelu Bisi-Fayemi, First Lady, we agree on that. When we platform together where one woman, I don't know why people want to die in marriage. They won't leave, they won't. And I said, come on, don't say that. Walk a mile in their shoes. You have no idea. Unless I can experience what somebody is going through, I don't judge. Whatever support you can give to that person, give. It is not your place to judge. So we must learn that. Stop saying blanket things like, me, if a man hits me, immediately. It's a lie. A lot of them, if they experience that, they would stay. But you come out and make other people who are living with it feel like they are failures, and you further demoralize them, and it's like double victimization, both from the abuser and from the society that is supposed to support and protect them.
This is very, very revealing. I'm sure a lot of you did not know that, because we have the abuser, right? We have those who say, staying in marriage, you can't keep a home, and we still have, from what you have said, those who approach it they're trying to help, in their mind they feel like they are encouraging the person to leave, but still, that can also still